In this video, we're covering the evolution of Despicable Me villains. Despicable Me 2010.
What are you looking at? Booyah! You got shrunk, Tiny Mouth Flash.
In the first film installment of the Despicable Me series, Vector Perkins, who was simply known as Vector, was the main antagonist. He was also the main protagonist of the short film Moon. He was a young, aspiring supervillain and was the son of Mr. Perkins, who was Gru's arch-rival and president of the Bank of Evil. Originally, Vector liked Gru and was friendly with him when they first met, but developed a grudge against Gru when he froze his head. Vector was a weird, nerdy-looking man, and even though he was smart and a great strategist, he was socially arrogant and proud. He was a big cookie lover and had a pot belly that stuck out in his jumpsuit. Vector greatly contributed to Gru's transformation to heroism when he kidnapped Gru's adopted daughters and used them to manipulate Gru into giving him the moon that he stole.
Girls, welcome back to the fortress of Vectortude. Do you have my cookies for me?
Despicable Me 2 2013.
This is just gonna take a momento. I am throwing a big Cinco de Mayo party, and I am going to need 200 of your best cupcakes.
Eduardo Perez, who was formerly known as El Macho, was the main antagonist, and he was believed to have killed himself by jumping into an active volcano 20 years before then. He was now known as Eduardo, who was the founder and owner of a restaurant called Salsa and Salsa. When they first met, Gru suspected Eduardo as El Macho and strongly disliked him. The new El Macho was a social and friendly short man who loved to dance, which was different from who he was years ago. Behind his polite facade, El Macho possessed a deadly and destructive ambition. Now working with Gru's former gadgeteer Dr. Nefario, El Macho kidnapped the Minions and turned them into killing machines with a serum called PX-41 in his plot to conquer the world. In the final battle, El Macho drank a vial of the serum, which transformed him into a powerful purple monster. He was tased by Gru's lipstick taser and later surrounded by the Minions, and Dr. Nefario delivered the final blow by knocking him out with a blow of the fart gun.
You have not lost your touch, my friend.
Aha! I knew it! You are El Macho!
Minions 2015.
When I started out, people said a woman could never rob a bank as well as a man. Well, times change.
Scarlet Overkill was the main antagonist. She was a stylish and ambitious woman, but also the most powerful female supervillain of her time. She was a criminal mastermind who was determined to take over Britain alongside her sweet husband and partner, Herb Overkill. She possessed no powers but was a skilled fighter, and her dress could turn into a giant rocket, which enabled her to fly and also shielded her. When she took in the Minions to help her steal the crown, she warned them that she would kill them if they failed their mission. When Bob accidentally got crowned as king, Scarlet took it as betrayal, even though the Minions willingly handed over power to her and had them apprehended. During her coronation, the Minions came to apologize but disrupted the ceremony, and she ordered for them to be executed. In the final defeat, Scarlet and her husband were frozen by a young Gru, and they were permanently imprisoned. Despicable Me 3 2017.
You know what, Clive? Playing a villain on TV was fun, but being one in real life is even better. Heist music!
Balthazar Brat was a former child star of his TV show titled Evil Brat, but it got cancelled when he went through puberty. As the main antagonist, he was vengeful and was 100% egotistical. He was self-centered as he only cared for himself and his actions. He was also destructive and showed no mercy towards his enemies. He was a fan of bubblegum, which he also used as part of his weaponry. His outfit was more glam rock as he wore a purple jumpsuit and had a thick, high mullet with the rest of his hair falling back. He enjoyed listening to the 80s pop and rock music. Aside from his evil persona, Balthazar wished to relive his life as a star back in the day. His mission in the film was to destroy Hollywood by uprooting it from the ground and letting it float away as revenge for canceling his show.
You've ruined everything, and now it's time to die. Any last words, Gru?
Minions: The Rise of Gru 2022.
Let's rock and roll! Time to get our stone back. We're coming for you, Mr. Gru! Hallelujah!
The Vicious Six, who were led by Bell Bottom, were the main antagonists of the film. They were founded by Wild Knuckles, who established the team as the most powerful villains. However, Knuckles was betrayed by his team, and they left him to die when they were searching for the Zodiac Stone. The Vicious Six members were Bell Bottom, who was a disco-themed supervillain with a very sassy attitude, and was their leader. Others were Nunchuck, Stronghold, Svengeance, and John Claude. After Knuckles' demise, they had a slot open and held auditions for the next villain to occupy it. They encountered Gru and his minions who had come to audition for the slot, and they laughed at him, calling him incompetent, which inspired him to steal the Zodiac Stone from them. After retrieving the stone, the now vicious five became powerful Zodiac animals and began causing destruction. When the minions came through to help Gru, they used their new kung fu skills to push away the villains, which caused the stone to be released from Belle, and Gru used it to turn them into rats and were later taken away by the Anti-Villain League.
Oh, so you're gonna save the kid? Yeah, you and what army?
Okay, this army.
Despicable Me 4, 2024.
Maxim has escaped from prison.
I'm coming for my revenge, Gru.
This film serves as a sequel to Despicable Me 3 and is the 6th installment in the Despicable Me franchise. Maxim and his girlfriend Valentina are the main antagonists. Having escaped from prison, Maxim is back to seek out Gru and his family. Maxim has brown hair with a long, pointy chin. His outfit includes round glasses, a yellow bow tie, and a green gown that resembles a king's robe.